Flower definitely had to learn it in her afterlife.
Mhm.
And to be able to say, hey, I made a mistake and there's still beauty in that mistake. And sometimes things can still work out, even though something went wrong.
What's up, everyone? Tania here with PopCulture.com, and I'm so excited to welcome one of the grooviest stars of CBS's Ghosts, now streaming on Paramount Plus. Sheila Carrasco is here. Sheila, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Tania. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Always. Yeah. And it's so fun to talk to you too. I'm so happy because the success of Ghost has been amazing. The ratings are through the roof. With the show as big as it is with viewers and critics, what has been one of the most surprising responses for you about the show?
I think the most surprising response is just how much people are touched by the episodes. Mm-hmm. We knew that what we were making when we made the pilot was funny. And as we were making the season, the jokes, everyone is just so hilarious. But it's been really wonderful to see how much people have connected with the storylines, mm-hmm. with the more moving moments. And I mean, that's just a testament to our wonderful writers and directors, but also to the fans for really giving us a chance and letting us into their hearts.
Yeah. And, today was the first official day of Summer of Ghosts. We kicked off with your event in Los Angeles. What was it like? And what can fans expect from these events across the country this summer?
Well, I'm actually on my way to the event tonight, but we did do one already in New York at Carnegie Hall. And I think it's going to be pretty wild and pretty awesome. I know that there's going to be a etiquette booklet about Hetty for all of the etiquette that she requires and teaches to everyone. And there's going to be something at Comic-Con for Pete, like a Pinecone Troopers thing, which will be really fun. I think Isaac is going to be on the $11 bill. I think there's going to be a surf lodge party for Trevor in Montauk, which sounds amazing. And I wish we could go. Yeah. Alberta is getting a museum in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And this is based on her episode, Alberta's Fan, where there was a museum in this guy's garage. So it's just going to be a wonderful summer full of really cool things people can check out in person.
Mm-hmm. And the Carnegie Hall performance, it was so good. I got to watch it with the rest of the CBS employees, and you guys really stole the show. I think you were my favorite part of it, and I'm not being biased because I'm very centered, but that's the thing too. You guys were just so much fun. You brought so much energy. First of all, that musical was such a great number. Do you think that's going to tease an episode possibly, you guys being musical in an episode for season 2?
I think it's highly possible from what I've heard. Okay. I know that musical episodes are kind of hard to pull off, especially within the context of the show that we already have, really making it make sense. Everyone is such a great performer, so it would be such a cool thing to do.
Yeah. And filming is about to begin in Montreal this June, and we're getting 22 episodes this time, which is going to be so much fun. What is one of the biggest questions you want answered for your character Flower?
Ooh, I have so many questions about her, first of all. It's really hard to pick.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Definitely she's a yard sale of possibility. I'll say that. But I would love to know what her cult was like. We know about the commune, but we don't know much about the cult other than she had to get a tattoo and there was a guy named Bruce that was the leader. Mm-hmm. And she also seems a little freaked out by it, saying she had to take an eternal blood oath to not talk about certain things. Yeah. So I just want to find out more about the cults. Mm-hmm. I find them fascinating. And I think it'd be really cool to see what drew in Miss Flower.
Yeah, because I feel like she's very layered. We don't really get to see so much of her, but we from the interactions we actually get to know a little bit more about there's a big depth behind her. And so I'm wondering how do you see her evolving for season 2, especially with all the interactions she's had with Thor and she's had with Hetty and everyone in the house, especially since we're going to see now more of her.
I see her evolving as becoming a bit more involved in the drama and the escapades. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have a lot of moments of lucidity where she's able to really track a conversation all the way from beginning of the scene to the end, let alone beginning of episode to end. Yeah. So I think that the result of Sam being there and really being so attentive and connecting with them is also making Flower want to kind of be more in the moment and present with her fellow ghosts. So I think we're going to see I hope we see more of that. I don't know if we will, but that's what I'll be working toward, I think.
Yeah. And the Joes actually told us at PopCulture that there's going to be definitely a lot more of Thor and, Flower blossoming, no pun intended. But like, I'm wondering, like, how do you see that relationship going across? Because the funny thing is, like, the way Pete also got kind of closure with Carol, I'm wondering, do you think if she ever came across Ira, or if maybe he came to the house or something, that how would that ever impede her feelings for Thor? Or would it be like, I'm wondering how that would work out, especially with how she's trying to open up to Thor now.
Yeah, great question. I think she would love to see Ira because she loved him, and she'd love to see that he was doing well, and she would be so happy for him if he was.
Yeah.
I think that she would be able to, I think she can let go of love easily because she's so full of it, and she knows that she has so many people to love in her lifetime and beyond. Yeah. And so I think that there is, I don't know if there would be a clash there. I just feel like Flower would be like, hey, everyone can hang out, let's all be friends. Maybe Thor would be jealous though. And that I would like to see.
Yeah.
I think Florfin, as the kids are saying, or as I'm casually trying to start on Twitter.
We should definitely try.
Florfin, yeah. I think that the relationship has a lot of potential. I think that when the two of them are together, Flower and Thor, they kind of speak the same language in a weird way. It's very slow and not a lot of words, but ultimately it's also very deep. And I think that they're both old souls. And I think that they have a lot to kind of show each other. I would love it if Thor could help bring out Flower's more aggressive side, or more just like stubborn side, like, no, this is what I want to do, guys. And it would be great if Flower could kind of tame the beast a little bit, maybe help him meditate. I don't know, but
yeah, that would be great to kind of calm him down a little. The thing is also with Flower's article, that was such a beautiful episode, and I love that it opened up so many layers of your character. What is it about this episode that you think fans love so much and they keep watching again and again? Because I do see it trending a lot when people are talking about the episodes on Twitter, and it's like they just love it so much.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear. I hope it's that forgiving yourself is really important. And it's something a lot of people kind of have to learn in their lifetime. And Flower definitely had to learn it in her afterlife. And to be able to say, hey, I made a mistake, and there's still beauty in that mistake. And sometimes things can still work out, even though something went wrong. And obviously, I'm talking about the bank robbery leading to the coffee shop being fair trade and ending up helping people. But I think that that's a theme that like everyone can relate to. And I hope that also seeing Flowers, just seeing a bit more of her backstory, the fans, I think, were able to be excited about, because up until then, I think Flower would kind of come through with what were we talking about? Or something kind of a random factoid or something. So to really see a little bit more time spent with her was a nice visit.
Yeah. And the writing on the show, I love it. I always commend it because it's so strong and it's very refreshing, and it's not something that we see a lot. I'm wondering, was there a backstory or an episode that surprised you the most with the way the writing is? And there's so many different avenues to go through with the characters, and I'm wondering if there's anything there that really stuck out to you this past season.
Yeah, I actually feel like there's so many.
Yeah.
I really loved the Ghost Prom episode, actually, for Sam's backstory.
Yeah.
I just never would have thought that she would have been bullied in school. And knowing that, it makes so many of her qualities make a lot of sense. That she wants to be part of the team, and she wants to help people, and she wants to be liked by these ghosts. Like, a lot of people might be like, okay, fine, this is my house, I'm alive, you deal. So it was cool to find that out about Sam, and also just such a fun episode to shoot. And then I would also say Trevor's pants for sure, because I really wouldn't have guessed that he was that nice guy, and that it led that's why he wasn't wearing pants. It was just such a cool twist.
Yeah.
The writers, man, they really keep us on our toes.
Yeah, that one really shocked me because like I did not see it coming at all. I even cried watching it. I was like, that is like a really nice reasoning. Like it's such a heartfelt reason. But that's the thing too. We noticed in the Attic Girl episode that Alberta had another power. And I'm wondering, do you think maybe Flower has another power? Because I mean, I'm sure there's more layers to her.
Oh my gosh, I haven't even considered that. I would love that.
Yeah.
What would hers be? I mean, the coolest one would be is if she could communicate with ghosts not on the property, like through meditation or seance or something, because we're all so limited with like our radius of Woodstone Manor. Yeah. I would like for her to be able to like pick up the ghost phone and be like, how's it going over at the Farms B&B?
Yeah.
But I have no idea. That's such a great question.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how it turns out in season 2, because I'm sure there's going to be so much to like dive into. The show has been doing so well in the ratings. And I mentioned I mentioned to everybody, like it's 8.4 million viewers. It's averaged across the season, which is phenomenal for a sitcom and a new sitcom. What is it about the show that you think is really catching on with the viewers and that they just want to keep watching it? Now they have the whole summer to watch it on Paramount Plus.
I think, it's so many different elements that are all coming together to just kind of create the kind of show that makes you feel like you're hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
For me, I had shows like that I was obsessed with. The Office.
Yeah.
And it made me feel like I worked at Dunder Mifflin, and I feel like this is the kind of show where it gives you that feeling of like you live at Woodstone also, and you get to like hang out with your friends tonight on Thursday night, and I think that is really a testament to the writing, again, being absolutely genius and amazing. And also a little bit of the camaraderie that we really have as a cast. We really love each other. We really are friends. We really are a little element of our character, that we bring to the character. So a lot of what you see in terms of like the love and the connection in our show is really true. Yeah. And I think that the viewers can feel that.
Yeah. Well, Sheila, I love talking to you, and it's been always such a pleasure chatting with you. And we have the Summer of Ghosts coming up, so you guys can go to popculture.com for all the details. For more with Sheila Carrasco and Everything Ghosts, which is now streaming on Paramount Plus, keep it locked to popculture.com for the latest.